This is like take 20. I'm gonna try and go fast so I don't have you on here forever, but I'm gonna give you an update as to what's going on. For those of you who are just jumping in on the update, I'm gonna start from the beginning. So your heart has the left and the right artery, which supplies the blood, and in the blood is the oxygen. For me, because I've had so many heart caths and so many lines placed and taken out and put back in, I have a lot of scar tissue, so my left side is completely blocked. My right side would also be completely blocked if it weren't for the IV that I have in here. So it's actually keeping me alive in two different ways. That was discovered when I came into the hospital one time urgently. They noticed that. I was feeling it because it felt like somebody was constantly choking me. Like my head was swelling, my face was swelling. I could barely even breathe to sweep before I was lifting weights. So I knew something was wrong, bad. Something was really bad. So they ended up doing an angioplasty, which is going in there and blowing it up. When they blew up the artery, the right side that goes to my right side of my heart, they took the IV out that at that time was infected and put a PICC line in. So remember, when they blow it up, it stays a little blown up. So I had the PICC line in, guys. What did I do? Not only am I on blood thinner, and IV medicine kind of thins your blood, but I thought I was taking Tylenol twice a day for my headaches. And it turns out I was taking an anti-inflammatory, which will also thin your blood. So I thinned it so much that blood started gushing out of my hole in my arm, my PICC line, like bad blood. And I live 4 hours away from the hospital. So I was trying to stop it. I was trying to get it to clot. I was trying to do everything that I could. Plus I just didn't want to come to the hospital. Like, I just wanted to chill, basically. And so a couple of days later, there was so much blood that came out, it ended up loosening up the line and it just completely fell out of my arm. So here I come to the ER again, and I got a line urgently placed. Well, at the time that I had this line urgently placed, there was some major life event that was happening that called for me to be at home. So I had to get out of that OR, recover promptly, and drive 4 hours home with all that discomfort. So turns out that they put the wrong line in. They put a double lumen line, which it's like this hard purple plastic, and it's very uncomfortable. It's very heavy, so it tore the stitches. And I was bleeding, and now it's starting to fall out. So that's not my doctor's fault. It was just a whole urgent situation, miscommunication. I always ask the surgeon, what medication are you giving me for my conscious sedation, and what line are you putting in me? But in this specific event, I didn't look at it. He told me it was a power PICC, that it lasted longer, but like I said, I had a lot going on and I was just ready to be done. So when I looked at it after I woke up, I noticed that's what it was. So needless to say, this line started falling out. So I don't know if I'm just crazy and too active, but basically it has to be the Hickman for me, and usually for most of you. I've seen some of you with PICCs, and that's, you know, it's up to you, it's up to your doctor. Me, no, it's Hickman, period, end of story. So I am here to get a Hickman, but I also am gonna get another, a venoplasty to open up the vessels enough to get in there and then get and place it, right? So here's the scary part of it. Because I have so much scar tissue, because I'm gonna leave the line in there to keep me alive, I'm gonna probably keep developing scar tissue. So the story goes, you know, what happens when I need to get to transplant? What is gonna happen? So can we put a stent in there to just not have to go in there and keep blowing up that artery? Can we just put a stent and let Sophia go crazy, right? That's what I was hoping. But some transplant surgeons will disqualify you because of that, because you're already a risk going into transplant, period. And now you're creating additional risk. So they just don't want to deal with it. So transplant so far has told me, yes, go ahead. But that was just a verbal yes. Now I need a written in the chart yes before we can move forward. Because let's just say 5 to 10 years from now, there's a different transplant surgeon. And he takes one look at me and says, no, I won't transplant her with that stent. And you know what I'm talking about. You don't fight this long and come this far to run into little hiccups like that. that will cut the tail end of your life short by 15 to 20 years. I didn't get all these scars for that. So we're gonna make sure of that. We're gonna talk to several surgeons while I'm here. If I can get a stent, I think that's wonderful. I'm all for it. I just want to be able to breathe and carry on and all that jazz. I don't care what you have to do to me, just do it. And then set me free. But if I have to keep getting these repeat angios and angios and angios, I guess I'll have to do what I have to do, as long as whatever I do ultimately does not disqualify me. So I will keep you guys updated. Tomorrow I'm going in for a venoplasty and a line replacement. I don't know if I'm going home tomorrow or not, because like I said, I got a 4-hour drive. But I do want to thank all of you guys for following along and for checking in on me, because it just touches my heart in a certain way when I see your messages. Like, I know you're not here physically, but emotionally and mentally, I connect with you. There's so many of you that I've known for years. Like, we go back, yo. And I love that we have this relationship where we can almost, it's like empathy. When I see you guys in the hospital, or I see you struggling, I feel it, girl. I feel it for you, you know? So I am grateful to have like my warrior sisters out there just rooting for me, because sometimes you run out of places in which to draw your strength or your positivity. Also, just hearing your stories is so uplifting sometimes, because a lot of us are in similar situations. Like, I literally have a member of my support group that's coming in 2 days to get a stent. What? That's crazy. I know. You see the similarities? And we would never know that if we didn't share that with each other. So practice transparency, and thanks for being here.